Hello, Namaskar, and welcome to another episode of My Career, My Choice podcast with me, Hrishik, and of course, with Amazon bestseller writer Mr. Abhishake De Sarkar, who's the writer of the book My Career, My Choice. Sir, a very warm welcome to you on another episode. How are you feeling today?
Absolutely fabulous, Rishik. Wonderful.
Well, yes, today we are going to talk about this one topic which is known as advice. So, as an educational consultant, you have advised many people throughout your tenure of 2 decades in this overseas educational industry. But my question is, what is that one piece of advice that you yourself got in your life, which you still value, which you still, abide by, or you think that it helped you become the man you are today?
One piece of advice, I've been into the overseas education industry for more than 2 decades, so I
Right.
have got a number of advice, right?
Yeah.
But one piece of advice, the beginning of my career, I'm not taking the person's name, right? He told me, when I started this overseas educational consultancy business, he told me that it's very difficult for you to sustain this business because this business has been dominated by people from North India, South India, and West India. And East India, it's a very low profile territory for overseas educational business. So he told me that you are making a wrong move. And he gave me an advice which came to me in two words that is, you can't.
You can't.
You can't, right? So that was the first piece of advice that he has given me, that you can't.
I'm
You
just-
can't survive. You can't survive
Yeah.
in this industry. It's not for you.
I'm
You have to
confused.
you have to understand that you are a Bengali, and this industry has been dominated by players from North India, South India, or Central India, right, or Western part of India, but not a Bengali guy cannot operate this business. So this advice came to me in two words. That is, you can't.
Yeah, I'm confused. How can you can't be a advice to
That
someone?
was an advice because
Yeah.
every piece of advice, I mentioned it numerous times to you in our podcast that, see, people have a right to say whatever they want to express. Now it's up to you that how you're interpreting that and how you're implementing it in your day-to-day life.
Right.
So that particular person felt that I can't sustain myself for more than 6 months in this industry, right? And you know what was my response at that point of time?
What was that?
I responded back to him by saying, watch me. So he gave me two words advice, which is you can't, and my response was, watch me.
Right.
So that was a level of confidence
That you had. But
that I had at that point of time,
And
in the
you
beginning
still
of my
have.
career. Yes, why not? See, I personally feel, Rishik, that there is nothing called impossible. Because impossible itself says that I'm possible.
right.
Okay. So there is nothing called impossible, And people are made from adversity, from darkness. You can bounce back always.
Right.
Right. So, if you feel at any point of time that it is not possible, I think you have to reboot your mindset. Right. Everything is possible. Everything is possible.
So, taking this context in mind, you have seen many students in the past few decades that you have been in this industries come up to you and say that is that possible for me because abroad education is possible for me because I don't have this much marks, I don't have this much money. So how do you motivate people in this
See,
occasion?
to be very frank, in overseas education industry, right, and when we advise candidate, there are three parameters that we always consider. One is academic credential.
Right.
An academic credential means a student should have a minimum academic credential, like 60-70% marks, right? Then he or she is eligible to go abroad for the higher studies, right? Now, apart from academic credential, if anyone wants to go abroad for the higher studies, they should have a basic financial credential. mapped with the destination that they are moving forward for their higher studies. For example, if somebody wants to go to Europe, so they should have at least the first year tuition fees with them readily available and the first year living expense. Right? So if they are not having that quantity of money which is required to get their visa clearance or get their admission, then we advise the candidate that they have to start their financial matrix once more. They have to redo their financial matrix, because then they can shift their destination from that particular country to some other country where they are mapping with their financial ability. Right. So this is the second parameter, financial credential mapping. And the third is definitely there are certain destination where they need an entrance exam, right? For, say, for example, for somebody who wants to go to US for a master's degree program, they need to have their GMAT or GRE scorecard, right? And along with that, they should also have their English eligibility scorecard like TOEFL or IELTS, right? So these are three basic parameters which is required for the students to satisfy if they are planning to move forward for their higher studies abroad, right? And when a student comes to us by saying, okay, I'm planning to go to UK, but I'm not having that adequate money, right? So as a counselor, our job is to rightly figure out the destination where he or she can pursue her higher studies. That kind of evaluation has to be done by our end. We have to evaluate it.
The filtration should be
Filtration is very important. If we can filter it, then yes, according to their budget, they can move for their higher studies. If there is a will, there is a way.
Right.
Right.
So there, everyone has equal opportunity to go and study abroad, but the rest of the people who spread myths, they're all just lies, because every person has a
yes, you
opportunity
have
whatsoever.
to cut your clothes as per your budget.
Yeah.
Right. So you cannot, if you have a very small financial credential,
Right.
you cannot aspire to go to US. It's a very expensive country at the end of the day.
Right.
So either you have to shift your focus from United States to some other country where it is affordable. Like they can also go to some of the Asian countries to study, like Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Philippines. There are so many countries. Options is unlimited.
Yeah.
Right. So that's definitely study abroad is not impossible. Right. It says impossible if you filter your mindset.
Right. So my next question will be that you have seen many people lose their hope or maybe divert from their main track. So as an educational consultant or as a counselor, how do you help people navigate back to their track or navigate back to their path?
See, to be very frank, Hrishik, if somebody lose their hope, right, and according to me, then they have to reboot their internal belief system.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm asking. What is rebooting a belief system?
Rebooting the belief system means it depends that why the people is losing the hope. Say, for example, if somebody has completed their MBA from India, and after the completion of their MBA course is not getting a placement.
Right.
Okay. And there has been an academic gap for more than 6 months. Right. So at that point of time, this particular person might lose their hope. Right? So we find students who either after completion of their proposed course is not getting placed. Right. So as the days passes by, their internal belief system triggered them that, okay, nothing is going to happen to you, right? You're not going to make a career change faster, right? So this kind of mental setback is actually holding that person to believe that my life has come to a stage which is stagnant. It's not moving forward, right? So, and they start believing the wrong things, right? They start believing that they start blaming the wrong things. Might be they start blaming that my destiny is not good, right? So I want to express this concern to all the students that destiny is not a matter of chance.
But
It's a matter of
choice.
choice.
Right.
So might be the course that you have taken, okay, might be the course that you have taken. It's not aligned with your skill, right? So you have to re-under, because if you are getting rejected by many companies after having a qualified degree with you, so it means that you have to reboot your internal belief system, the what's going wrong, right? So this is very important stage. So at that point of time, if somebody is facing this kind of stage in life, they need a career advisor like us who can actually help them to identify their real skill, and that particular skill will help them to get back to the track.
So yes, thanks again for this lovely advice and the adda that we just completed. So I just want to let everyone know that if you want to take a grip over your career, please do read My Career, My Choice. The book is available on Amazon, and for the Kolkata people, it is available on the Story Bookstore as well. So you can visit and buy the book. And of course, let us know that how the podcast is and how the book is, because we are here to help. We are here to change your career. Well, thank you once again, sir. It's been a lovely evening.
Thank you, Hrishik. Thank you. Wonderful.